How's it going, everyone? Data here, and welcome back to the Pittsburgh Penguins franchise mode, episode number 6, headed into year number 2, the 2024-25 regular season. In the last one, we had a pretty productive offseason, I do have to say, as at the draft we made a big 3-team trade that landed us, most importantly, the rights, the UFA rights to Alex DeBrincat. We ended up signing him to a 7-year contract, paying him $8.65 million per season, a bit more than we wanted to, but hopefully 40 goals per year with Crosby and Gensel on the first line can be what we're looking forward to seeing from him. Still medium league potential, 26 years of age, 88 overall, still room to grow. Hopefully, of course, once the older pieces like Crosby, Letang, Malkin, once they move on, DeBrincat will be the pillar of this franchise towards the end of our time with the Penguins. As well, in that 3-team trade, as you can see here on the screen, it was a deal with the Senators and the Islanders. We moved up in this year's draft, as well as getting a lottery ticket in next year's draft, but it did cost us a good top 6 forward, some other draft picks, and Jeff Petrie as well. As Cheating Heel said as a part of his comment, it's probably unlikely that Petrie would have wanted to go to the Senators, being a Canadian team, but I think the storyline makes sense that we would tell him, listen, buddy, you're an 80 overall, you had a horrible season, you're going to be sitting in the AHL or a healthy scratch for the whole year. Or you can go to the Senators and get full-time minutes, top 6, top 4 maybe, even if you're lucky. So 1 year left on his deal. He decided to go to Ottawa. He waived his no-trade clause. I think that makes enough sense. And if it didn't, we could have traded someone else. It wasn't like he had a lot of trade value anyways. I think it could have worked fine, and we would have bought him out over this offseason anyways. So regardless of what we did, Petrie would have been gone, and now we have this team here. And we're excited to see what we can do headed into our second season with the franchise, as in year number 1, we barely squeaked into the postseason as the 13th best team in the league. We're only the 5th best in the Metropolitan, and of course, Game 7 heartbreak in the first round. Now headed into year number 2, Crosby, Malkin, they're regressing a little bit, but Ryan O'Reilly, I'm looking for more from him. DeBrincat, first line. We re-signed Tyler Toffoli, who we picked up last year at the halfway point. He ended up scoring 34 points in 41 games. We got him on a deal bigger than I'd like to, but it is with the understanding that he won't be playing out this contract with us. 4 years at $5.475 million. He just wanted the money and the security, but no movement clause or anything like that involved in his deal. He's going to be moved within, probably at year number 3, I would think, in that deal. Probably 1 or 2 more seasons with us. But he was an 84, now he dropped to 82, top 9 potential, but hopefully the attributes come through. Philip Hollander, who was a 77 overall to start last season, he signed a 1-year deal. We said, listen, we will promise you NHL minutes if you don't go to Sweden. He came, scored 21 points in 73 games. 2 years at $1.2 million now. He's an 81 overall, and he'll play third-line center with Jason Zucker. Brand new fourth line this season. We got some size with Pierre Engvall in free agency. We picked up Nate Smith, who I realized the game has drafted by Arizona, but he was really drafted by the Jets in 2018, so there's a mistake from EA, classic. And also Cole Kopke. I still don't know how we're going to pronounce his name. I'm going to probably lock in Kopke, but I know it could be Kopke as well. But I'm going to say Kopke. On defense, we have the same top 4 as the end of last season: Smith, Letang, Pettersson, and Orlov. On the third pair, we have P.O. Joseph with new free agent Nikita Zadorov. Again, adding size, 6'6" with that 90 shot blocking and everything else. So hopefully a little bit of size there with Engvall and Zadorov will help us out. Our new starting goaltender this season, he was our starting goaltender to end last year, Mackenzie Blackwood. He came over close to the deadline, 21, 12, and 2. Actually, at the halfway point, he came over. A 9.12 save percentage and 2.76 goals against average. He's the reason that we made the postseason. He's now up to an 85, and he's backed up by Joel Blomqvist, who was the second-round pick in 2020. His low starter potential is now low elite. He's up to an 81 overall. So I think we'll just call him Joel Blomqvist, but I know it's likely Joel if you go from his Finnish roots. 2 more years on his deal. 13th forward is Cole Fonstad, and 7th D is Jared McIsaac, who we got in free agency. Medium top 4 D, 80 overall, second round pick in 2018. Perhaps he can find his way into the lineup as well. Down in the AHL, we'll have some players growing over the course of this season, namely Valtteri Puustinen. And on defense, a couple pieces there with Lucas Cormier and Owen Pickering. So 2 guys right there we'll keep notes of. Even our goaltenders, Gauthier, excusez-moi, Taylor Gauthier, and Philip Lindbergh. So there's the rundown on the organization. If you're just joining us and you want a little recap of what year number 1 and the offseason entailed, well, there you go. And now this is our lineup headed into 2024-25, year number 2. Before we get started, as always, we'll dive into the comments and see what the assistant general managers had to say. Not too much, as many of us are excited to see what this team can do in the first half of our second season. But regardless, let's see what they had to say. Starting off with the top comment from last episode, Walter leaving a comment, Lashoff is going to be the key to this team's turnaround. Something about the guy just screams winner. He's probably really good looking too. What a coincidence. Probably nothing to do with his first name also being Walter, right? So Walter saying that Walter Lashoff is going to be a big piece for us. Jokingly or not, I think that he likely will. Low top 4 D potential with as an offensive defenseman. Those are the ones who either they become nothing or they can grow into Norris Trophy winners. So fingers crossed on Walter Lashoff. Speaking of the draft, we also, with the 9th overall selection, selected Berkeley Catton out of the WHL, medium elite, 73 overall, all those X factors. So I'm excited to see how he'll grow in the system. Of course, we still have Jaeger, Lynn, Petrell. We got Petrell, another low elite player in the draft as well. So we didn't get too much in terms of quantity, but we did get quality in the 2024 draft. Invaluable loved the offseason, leaving a comment saying, awesome video data. I have to say I'm very happy with what you were able to accomplish in the draft. Hoping that Islanders pick ends up somewhere in the top 10 to 15. I really love the DeBrincat edition. Though we did have to pay him a lot, I consistently see him putting up 80 to 90 plus points. The Toffoli extension is also nice. Hopefully his overall doesn't affect his production. Excited for what's to come in the future. Go Pens. Thank you, Invaluable. My thoughts exactly. Pat left a comment saying, incredible offseason data, love the moves you made. I say just leave well enough alone with the salary cap. We were trying to put a self-imposed handicap. We're currently about 1.2 million below the in-game salary cap. I wanted to self-impose a salary cap that would have brought it even a little bit lower than that. Maybe putting a cap at 88 million instead of the current like 90.8 that we're at right now. But as Pat says, don't spend any more until potentially the deadline. You've more than done enough to handcuff yourself already. Now, into the lineup thoughts, I would try and get Jared McIsaac some ice time. Medium top 4 at 24 years of age, growing faster than expected. He was a 79, now he's an 80. In free agency, he grew over the offseason. If he's an expiring player, which he is, absolutely take a chance on extending him cheap. We can consider that at the halfway point after it passes, is it December or January 1st? I would even debate seeing if he can play top 4. I would not be opposed to that, and I'm sure he will see some time due to rotation and due to injuries. So I'm curious to see how Jared McIsaac will simulate. We'll see how he does in the preseason and whether or not he can crack the season for opening night. Thank you, Pat. Last comment coming from JJ Canyon, who comments, I feel like this team could finish bottom 5 or top 5. I have no clue. And you know what? In EA land, I don't disagree with you. 2 players I'd keep an eye on are Ty Smith and Ryan O'Reilly. Ty Smith has performed well, but when players of his caliber are playing well, they tend to fall off a cliff at some point. It makes sense. He's only an 80 overall, but he was playing top pair minutes for the majority, if not all, of last season. I would keep an eye on that plus minus. Yes, we will. For Ryan O'Reilly, he was nowhere in the playoffs. He had 1 assist in 7 games, and he might be at a point in his career where he thrives more in a depth role. As a defensive two-way guy, you know what? It might not be a bad idea to put him at third-line center and then bring up one of Zucker or Toffoli to the top 6. Especially with the latter, Tyler Toffoli, dropping to an 82, you might want to try and pad his stats a little bit. I agree with that. All things that we'll keep note of. And another thing I might throw out there is that a few people raised in their comments that I can't get to all those comments, but something that I saw a trend with was Dmitry Orlov. A lot of people saying keep an eye on him. He was horrible in the first half of last season, but he was better in the second half. He ended with 33 points. We'll see how he does in a top 4 role this year, because last year he was first pair, then we relegated him down to the third pair, then he came back to the second pair. Let's see how he does with full-time second pair, plus even I gave him second unit power play to start the season. JJ Canyon ends off the comment by saying, also dude, I have to commend you for putting the amount of effort into the series that you do. Having fun with this game is hard, but you make it seem easy. I keep trying to really get deep into a franchise mode, but when Arizona has 38 out of 50 contracts and they end up releasing 3 medium top 6 forward potential guys into free agency, I start to go a little bit insane. Keep up the good work, man. Thank you, JJ Canyon. You know what? I hear a lot lot of franchise mode and NHL content creators say that a lot. It's hard to keep it interesting, keep it fun, and not get bored of the game. I've been doing it here on the YouTube channel since NHL 18. I'm still having fun with it. A lot of that goes to thanks to all of the assistant general managers making it such a fun community. So you know what? I'm trying my best. I'm glad that you see that. I'm glad that you're having fun with it. I appreciate those kind words, my friend. So all that being said, let's go ahead and get this season started. Not much for you to see at the moment. We'll sim to the first preseason game, which we'll see hopefully a goalie coach sign on. Here he is, Thomas Cook. I had a teacher in university with his last name, and he said that it was pronounced Cook. We had a bunch of different ideas of what it could have been, but he said Cook. All right, Koch. Welcome, new goalie coach. Lundmark, depth defenseman for the AHL. Toporowski, depth forward for the AHL as well. A couple little things to get done for housekeeping, and that should be everything that we need to see into the preseason. Beautiful. I've sent out the scouts. I'm going to go ahead and simulate through the preseason. The only things that I'll really play around with are the defensive pairs, so we'll see if McIsaac can break into the lineup. If not, he'll be 7th D, but I'll give him the chance to do so in the preseason. So I'll simulate to the end of the preseason, and then we'll look at the stats at that point. So we end the preseason going 4-1-2. Great record. Sidney Crosby, 14 points in 7 games, averaging 2 points per night. Very well done from Sid the Kid, who's now 37 years of age. Malkin, 9 points. DeBrincat, 8 points. O'Reilly, point per game. Gensel, 6. Orlov, 5. Pierre Engvall with 5 points, playing 10 minutes a night. Letang, 5. Zucker, 4. Zadorov, 4. Nate Smith with 3. Toffoli, only 3 assists. No goals on 15 shots. Rust, only 2 points. Kopke, 2. Hollander, 2. McIsaac had a goal in 4 games. Marcus Pettersson had an assist in 5 games. Ty Smith, 1 assist in 7 games plus 5. P.O. Joseph in 5 games, 0 points plus 5. McIsaac in 4 games, 1 goal, -1. So I think we'll keep in P.O. Joseph for now, but McIsaac, that was a nice goal that he scored. We'll give it to him. Goaltending, we ended on a shutout from Blomqvist, who went 1-1-1. His numbers, I think he had an 883 save percentage before that shutout. So he ends with a shutout, 917 save percentage, 2.28 goals against. Blackwood wasn't horrible, 3-0-1, 891 save percentage, 2.94 goals against average. Not enough to write home about, I don't think. But, you know, just keep it all in mind. Keep it all in mind. So what I'll do now is make sure the lines are fully set for the season opener against the Tampa Bay Lightning. I'll send out the scouts to update their reports, and we'll get this second season started. Woo, thank goodness that's done. All right, that'll have to do another round of scouting in a month, but for the time being, that has been taken care of and ready to kick off this second season in Tampa Bay at Amalie Arena for our first game of our second season. Hopefully, Sidney Crosby keeps up that same pace. He was below point per game for the first time in his career in 2023-24. Now in 2024-25, 14 points in 7 games in the preseason. Alex DeBrincat on his right, Jake Gensel on his left. We're a stronger team offensively. I'd say we're about the same defensively. Hopefully a little stronger in terms of goaltending as well. And we want to do big things as the careers of the core players are coming to an end. Let's do it. Game 1 of 82 in year number 2, starting off with a little road trip in Tampa Bay with Tampa Bay as the first destination. All right, let's hit it. First period, 2-2 game. Kucherov opens it up on the power play. Tyler Toffoli and Blomqvist gets the season start. How about that? Auto-rotate goalie is turned on, so that was not by design. That wasn't a mistake. I'd actually chalk it up to, let's say, Blackwood getting injured in warm-ups. The rookie gets thrust into his first career start out of nowhere. So Blomqvist is starting his first career game to open up the season. He allows a power play goal to Nikita Kucherov. Toffoli scores even strength. Then Stamkos scores short-handed. And Pierre Engvall gets his first as a Penguin to tie this game up at 2. Shots are 12-7 after 20. 2-2 game. Second period now. 6-2 Penguins. The floodgates are open. Look at that. Evgeny Malkin, Sidney Crosby, P.O. Joseph, who had, I think, 0 goals in the first half of the season, and maybe ended the year with, what, 3, 4, 5? Already a goal in the first game of the year. Beautiful. And Dmitry Orlov, he's been hearing a lot of people saying how disappointing his first season was in Pittsburgh. He gets a goal right there as Kakinen is now in for the pulled Andrei Vasilevsky. Shots are tied at 21, but we're up by by 4, make it up by 5 as Evgeny Malkin gets a power play goal, a second of the night, and Sidney Crosby, a power play goal, and Jason Zucker makes it 9-2. Every shot is going in. Kakinen opening up the door. Can we get to double digits open the season? Yes, we can. Zucker has another. It's another player having a multi-goal night. Crosby, Malkin, and Zucker all on multi-goal nights. 10-2 Penguins. How about that to open up the season in Tampa Bay? Wow! Shots end 34-30. Blomqvist makes 28 saves for his first career NHL win. And let's look at the stats. Hold on. Crosby, 2 goals, 2 assists. Zucker, 2 goals and an assist. Toffoli, a goal and 2 assists. Is there anyone who didn't get a point tonight? Come on. Hollander, O'Reilly, and Marcus Pettersson, all with no points. +3 and +3 for Hollander and Pettersson, but O'Reilly truly the only player with nothing to show. No points, no plus-minus, 3 shots, 72.2% on the face-off dot. We'll give him that. Wow, 4-point night from, and 2 points and a +5 from Zadorov. Multi-point games from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Penguins. Woo! Wow. And of course, Blomqvist making 28 saves. So Blackwood injured in warm-ups. Blomqvist comes in, gets his first NHL start, his first NHL win. How about that to start your career, buddy? Welcome to Pittsburgh. So thankfully, no injury. Blackwood's not injured. We'll make sure that he's starting for this next game against the Buffalo Sabres, but what a way to start the season. Let's see. Yeah, Blackwood's here. So we'll call it a warm-up injury. A little ate something not too good for supper. Wasn't feeling it. Blomqvist comes in, pinch hits, and how about that? Now, we continue our little road trip. At least 4 games to start the year. We have Tampa, Buffalo, Winnipeg, maybe Toronto. Let's do it at KeyBank Center in Buffalo, the second game of this 2024-25 season. Let's see the first few before we go to calendar simulation. First period, 2-0 Penguins. Kopke and DeBrincat on the power play. His first as a Penguin comes against the former Penguins goaltender Tristan Jarry, who's now in Buffalo. How about that? Second period action, no scoring in that one. Shots end 25-16 in our favor. We're up by 2 heading into the third period. Jeff Skinner scores the first goal that Blackwood allows this season, and the very next shot, 36 seconds later from Casey Middlestat, also goes in. We're now tied at 2 after Blackwood started the first 40 minutes of the game unbeaten. Evgeny Malkin puts us ahead. Power play Buffalo, killed off by the Penguins penalty killers. 8 minutes to go. We're up by 1. Shots are pretty even as well. Malkin with the current go-ahead goal against his former goaltender. Final 2-minute stretch. Goalie pulled, and Matthew Savoie scores. No! And Tyson Jost wins it with 4 seconds left. You're kidding. Oh, come on. Malkin gives us the go-ahead goal. Matthew Savoie ties it up with the goalie pulled to tie it at 3. Then Tyson Jost, 39 seconds later, with 4 seconds left, gets Buffalo the game winner. Both... all back-to-back 36 seconds, back-to-back 39 seconds, those 2 scoring sequences. As Blackwood makes 32 saves, but on 36 shots, and we drop that one 4-3. Oh, what a heartbreaker. Hopefully that does not come back to haunt us in the long run. All right, let's go to the calendar and get some simulation done now. Let's go see, how about the Islanders? We want to make sure that we beat the Islanders every time this season, so hopefully they miss the playoffs, and hopefully they finish at the bottom of the league since we have their first-round pick. But they're a good team, so we'll see. Let's see. In Winnipeg to take on the Jets, they're 2-0-1. They beat us in regulation 4-2, I believe. Drew O'Connor accepts his qualifying offer finally, so we can put him down in the AHL. That's great. In Toronto to take on the Maple Leafs, we beat them 3-2 in overtime. The Vegas Golden Knights, who are 1-3-1, we beat them 4-3. 3-2-0 through the first 5 games. I'm going to slot Drew O'Connor into the AHL lineup, and then we'll slow sim the game against the Islanders. All right, we're good to go here at PPG Paints Arena in Pittsburgh. 8 points in 5 games for the captain so far. We're 3-2-0. The Islanders are 3-1-1. Not only do we want them to lose for the draft pick, but they're also a Metropolitan Division rival. So let's try and get these 2 points. Here we go. First period, 2-1 Islanders. Bars on the power play, and then Cizikas even strength. But DeBrincat on the power play brings us back within 1. Shots almost double in favor of the Islanders. Second period, 3-2, goal apiece. Ryan O'Reilly and Anders Lee on on the power play. Shots are double for the Islanders, 28-14. And we're only down by 1, though, here in the third period. Let's see some top 6 heroism. Power play for the Islanders. That's killed off. Very well done. They're definitely just continuing to pull away in the shots here. Halfway through this third period. Come on, let's get a goal to tie this one up. Let's go. I'm looking at you, Tyler Toffoli. I'm looking at DeBrincat. I'm looking at Gensel. Final 2 minutes. We need something. Barely any shots, and Romanov's going to add an empty netter. Shots end almost double, 39-21. Come on, that's really disappointing. Come on. Blackwood, he's doing okay. I'm not going to blame him for these losses, 4-2, stuff like that. But it can't be. You can never win over here. He's facing 30 shots. He has a 900 save percentage. It's not horrible. Do I want 910, 915? Yeah, sure. But he's making his 30 saves on 33 shots. He's making his 27 saves on 30 shots. He's making his 32 saves on 35 shots. Where's the scoring? 2 goals, 4 goals, 4 3 goals, 4 2 goals, 4. We got to be getting... We're in that 10-2 game. Where's the scoring from that 10-2 game, right? All right, so let's simulate a little bit more. Let's go see the Senators, DeBrincat's old team, the Senators. 2-1 shootout loss against the Ducks. Like, come on. 2-1 loss, 3-2 loss, 4-3 loss, 3-1 loss. Where is the scoring? I can't even go through with this game. I got to go check out the lines. Where's the scoring? Crosby just stopped. No problem. It's okay. Just take a break. Where's the problem here? Where's the problem? 4 goals, 2 assists, 6 points. Crosby, 10 points. DeBrincat, only 2 goals. Malkin, 9 points. O'Reilly, 2 goals. 2 points in 10 games for Ryan O'Reilly. Okay, you're going in depth, I guess. Rust, 6 assists. Zucker, 4 goals, 7 points. Toffoli, 4 goals, 6 points. Okay. Zucker, a lot of his numbers are boosted from that first game as well. Malkin's going center. Toffoli's going wing over here. And there you go. Now we're going to go Toffoli, Malkin, Rust on the second line. Zucker, O'Reilly, Hollander on the third line. Defense, how we looking over here? 2 assists, -5. 6 assists, -5. 2 points plus 6. 4 points plus 2. 5 points plus 1. 3 points plus 3. Wow. So, Ty Smith, I guess you can't do it over here. Can anyone... Orlov gives it a +3. Yeah, let's go Orlov on the top pair for +3. Pettersson's going to play with Zadorov. I want to see that, but it gets a -1. I would have liked to see those two together. Forget it. We're doing the -1. Blackwood, 908 save percentage. Blomqvist, 914. So it's not the goaltending. It's not the goaltending. There are a couple little changes there. The DeBrincat buddy, you got to wake up. Especially against your old team here. Play with a little chip on your shoulder. At home, you're hosting them, welcoming them into your home. Come on now. First period, 1-0, and it's Hollander on that new third line. Very well done. We're up 1-0 after 20. Second period, still 1-0. Shots are 23-13 in our favor, but only a 1-0 game. 1 goal through 40 minutes. Thank you, Jason Zucker on that new third line. Both are goals. And Dmitry Orlov on the top pair. All right, the changes are coming through so far. 3 goals on 32 shots. I want to see one more. Let's go. Power play Ottawa here. They have only 15 shots. We're holding them down. Very well done. They're not the greatest team in the league either, but very well done. Final couple minutes in this one. Mackenzie Blackwood heard the call. A 20-save shutout from Blackwood. 3 goals on 38 shots on our side. Francouz made miracles for Ottawa. He get no star for him. Unfortunate. Hollander a goal and an assist. Orlov with a goal. Blackwood second star with his 20-save shutout. Very good. That is what I want to see. But if we're only scoring 3, we got to be shutting them out all the time, which isn't always possible. I want to see 4, 5. Come on now. We'll host the Islanders. No, we'll go to Long Island and face the Islanders, and then we'll get back into the longer calendar simulation. I just want to see these games against these teams that we know there's a lot on the line against. We're 4-6-1 on the year so far. Islanders 7-2-1. That first round pick not looking great. Let's do what we can. First period 1-1. Rust on Hill. He's starting tonight against his former team, the Penguins, and Tatar on Blackwood. Second period 3-1. Jason Zucker on the power play, and Evgeny Malkin as second line center. Very well done. Shots are 28-15 in our favor through 40 minutes, but we're only up by 2. Let's extend that lead. Power play Islanders here in the third period. It's an extended opportunity. It's killed off. Very well done. Power play Penguins now. It's an extended opportunity on our side. Both of those are killed off. And then Brian Rust scores to make it a 3-goal lead. Getting a ton of shots on net. But I still don't like that we're not clinical. Scoring 4 goals is great, but I want 4 goals on 28 shots. Not always on 43 shots that we won't get every night. Thankfully, we once again hold our opponent to very few shots. 43-20. Ending in our favor. The shots there more than double. Malkin a goal and 2 assists. 2 goals from Rust. 2 assists from Orlov. It looks like the changes are paying off so far. So let's get into more calendar simulation. We'll go see the Maple Leafs next week, the team that eliminated us last year in the postseason. I forgot that we played them earlier already, the 4th game of the season. We beat them in Toronto in overtime, so let's see if we can do it again next week. But before then, we're facing the Rangers, the Lightning, and the Sabres. Hollander, mild concussion, out until it's about a week away, November 20th. So in the lineup, I would think Pierre Engvall would slot up. How you doing there, Pierre? Engvall, 5 points in 13 games. Yeah, so Engvall will slot up to the third line with Zucker and O'Reilly. And then now in the fourth line, Cole Fonstad will come in. He was a free agent signing last season, played in the AHL. He is 78 overall, former 5th-round pick of the Canadiens. Let's get him in here. Cole Fonstad playing on the fourth line. How are his face-offs? 79? Yeah, why not? Let's put Smith on the wing, and Fonstad will center the fourth line for about a week. So we ended up losing to the Rangers 4-2, then beating the Lightning 4-3, then we lose 4-1 to the Sabres. Now we're in Toronto to take on the Maple Leafs, and this will be, after this game I'll update the scouting, and then we're really going into December. I keep stopping for different games that I want to see here. Let's go. Our record is basically the reverse of what the Maple Leafs record is. First period, 0-0, shots 14-8 for the Maple Leafs. Second period, 2-0 Penguins. Malkin and O'Reilly against his old team. Shots tied at 18 through 40 minutes, and it's 2-0 Penguins. Third period now. We know that they have the top-heavy scoring. We know that Matthews, Marner, and Nylander can turn it on. We're holding them down well, but we got to score. A shorthanded goal from Kubalik. Blomqvist is in nets for this one. Extended power play for us, nothing. Of course, like a 4-minute power play, and we just give up a shorthanded goal. No problem. It's a narrow 1-goal lead, and Ryan O'Reilly adds to it. Morgan O'Reilly answers right back. Final minute, and we hang on tight. That was a huge goal from Ryan O'Reilly, his second of the night, and we needed it, as we'll take that win in regulation. Blomqvist made 27 saves, and we'll come away with that victory. First star honors for ROR. All right, so that brings our record to 7-8-1 through 16 games. I'm going to go ahead and simulate to, let's say, game number 20, 21 or so after I do the scouting, and then we'll pause to take a look at the larger scheme, the bigger picture of things of the team as a whole. All right, scouting is taken care of. Now we'll sim forward to the 21st game of the year against the Capitals. We'll sim through 20. Multiple players are eligible, a.k.a. 1. But I don't think... Why do they tell me these things? What's going on here? Let's look at scratched. Multiple players are eligible. 1 playable injury, which I don't want to know about. Thanks for nothing. What was I trying to say? And now Hollander's fully healed. Great. We're going to go to game number... We'll sim through game number 20, and we'll stop at game number 21, take a look at the stats. Then we'll go ahead and slow sim that game against the Capitals since it's a rivalry. Engvall, how you doing, buddy? 2 goals, 5 assists, 7 points. Great. Fonstad, did you do anything? No points in 4 games. Hey, thanks for just holding it down. And now he will leave the lineup, and Hollander will return to it. Beautiful. All right, back to the calendar. Please and thank you. We are 8-8-1. We get back to 500 with a 4-2 win against the Florida Panthers. We'll play the Flyers twice in 3 games. 4-3 loss. Okay. 4-3 loss in Philadelphia. Now we have a game in Detroit before we go back home. Head coach replace player down there. Come on, just want to get through these screens. Okay, thank you, amateur scout. Come on. Detroit, we lose 4-2 in Detroit. Radko Gudas on waivers. 2 more years at $1.8 million, 78 overall. No, thank you. And then at home, hosting the Flyers, we beat them 5-2. Thank you. We are 9-10-1. We'll get this guy back in the lineup, and then we'll take a look at the stats. So we're currently 9-10-1. That puts us 7th in our division at the moment. Not great. In the AHL, by the way, we're 14-2-2. Sabres are 16-4-1. Oh, man. Where does this rank us in the entire league? So slow. That's the worst part about not being a good team. It's so slow to scroll down. The Islanders are losing a little bit. They're 17th in the league right now. That's good. And we are all the way in 26th. My goodness. Come on, back up. Come on, you can do it. All right. We're scoring 3.1 goals 4 per game, but allowing 2.8. That's not bad. These numbers are good. Look at the teams around us. We're scoring more than all the teams around us, aside from Dallas, and we're allowing way less than all the teams around us as well. Yet, we're finding ways to lose. The power play is currently at 22.4%, which is 4th best in the NHL. Look at these terrible teams that are at the highest power play percentages. And our penalty kill at 85.7 is not at the top, but it's closer to the top than the bottom. So the special teams are fine. It's the scoring not coming through. Crosby's point per game through 20 games. That's good. Malkin with 17, DeBrincat 16, Toffoli 15 points in 20 games, great. Zucker 14, Rust 13, only 3 goals. We need goals. We need goals. Letang 13, Gensel has 7 goals, 11 points. Orlov 11 points, great. Engvall 7, -5. O'Reilly 6 points in 20 games, +3. I'm thinking he moves out. He has to turn things around before he moves out. Man, you are killing me, Ryan O'Reilly. We have to trade. If we were to trade him, it'd have to be to a top team because he definitely would have like a 20-team no trade list or something. But come on, Marcus Pettersson 6 points, P.O. Joseph 5, Nate Smith 4, Kopke 4, Hollander 4 and 16, Zadorov 4, Ty Smith 3 and a -3. Fonstad nothing. Goaltending, Blackwood 7-6-1 with a shutout, 916 save percentage, 2.49 goals against. Blomqvist 2-4-0 with a 903 save percentage, 3.03 goals against. Not bad at all. We need goals in that middle 6. That top line is good, but we need goals in that middle 6. That may be something that we think about sooner rather than later. Here we go, hosting the Capitals, who are 11-5-5. We're 6-4-0 in our last 10. But we got to turn things around. Let's go. We're doing well in the slow sim, I think. Letang, first shot of the night. Beautiful. First period ends 2-0 as Ryan O'Reilly answers the call. He has 4 goals in the season, 5 goals in the season now, and I believe 4 of those have come in slow sims. Second period, 3-0. Alex DeBrincat, thank you very much. Third period, let's just do it. And 4-1 the final. Gergensen breaks the shutout. Zemgus. But then Pierre Engvall restores the 3-goal lead. Shots end 40-29, and we win 4-1 the final. Come on now. Blackwood first star, O'Reilly with a goal, Orlov an assist. Do I just have to slow sim every game to get good results from this team? Come on now. Let's go. Maybe I'll try that. Let's see what happens. 2/3 for... What is that? Let's slow sim this game against the Canucks. Look at that. 6-2 after the second period. Zadorov to Foley. Zadorov again. Zadorov scores a hat trick. What? The 6'6" defensive defenseman, not only does he score a hat trick, he scores a hat trick in 1 period over the course of about 18 minutes. Nikita Zadorov. Only in the slow sim, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, Kuzmenko answers the next period and gets a hat trick of his own. 2 single-period hat tricks in this game, and we win 7-5. Oh my goodness, what in the world happened? Zadorov hat trick, Kuzmenko hat trick, Quinn Hughes 5 assists on 5 goals. What? And we win 7-5. All right, let's slow sim the game against the Stars. 7-2. In the second period, these second periods are off the walls. 10-2 win, 7-5 win, now 7-2 after 40 minutes. Malkin, Toffoli, Smith, Gensel, Zucker. We're up 7-2. Final period, 7-3 the final. We win 7-3. We're just monsters in the slow sim? What is this? We're going to keep slow simming then. We'll keep doing it. Facing Dallas again now in Dallas. The second period again! 3 consecutive second periods in which, after the second, through 40 minutes, 3 consecutive games of through 40 minutes, having scored 7 goals. What is happening? Hollander, Malkin, Hollander, Gensel, Zucker, Gensel. What is happening? 7-0. So, the last 3 games we've slow simmed, 7-5. 7 goals after 2 periods. Last game, 7-2, 7 goals after 2 periods or whatever it was. Now this game, 7-0, 7 goals after 2 periods. 29 save shutout for, I believe, Mackenzie Blackwood, or, no, yeah, there he is. 2 goals and an assist for Gensel, goal and 3 assists for Sidney Crosby. 4-0 in the last 4 games of slow sim. Outscoring our opponents 25-10, no, 25-9. 25-9 the last 4 games. here in the slow sim. Let's keep it going. At home against the Wild. First period, 3 goals. Second period, 4 goals. Only 4 this time. And it ends 5-0. Slow sim! Back-to-back shutouts for Mackenzie Blackwood. Big Mac Blackwood. But then Zadorov now an MCL sprain. That'll keep him out for, we're December 5th. So that's going to keep him out for a month. That's a 4-week injury. Ah, that's too bad. He was playing so well. Nikita Zadorov and his single-period hat trick. 4 goals, 9 points, plus 12 through 25 games. What a guy. So now Jared McIsaac will really get his chance to shine. He will play probably third pair. Yeah, we'll play him third pair. Ty Smith can play with Marcus Pettersson, and P.O. Joseph will play with Jared McIsaac on the third pair. As an 80 overall, yeah, he'll go down there. And -1, eh? Yeah, but it's -3 + 1 or 0 -1. We'll have to go with that. And P.O. Joseph. No, I'm not going to do that. Okay. So Pettersson, Smith, P.O. Joseph with McIsaac. Zadorov out, unfortunately. Back-to-back shutouts. Outscoring our opponents 30-9 in the last 5 games. Ridiculous stuff. Let's keep it going. Slow sim against the Panthers. And 4-2 victory. Beautiful. Not as much of a blowout, but another win in the slow sim. Goal and assist for DeBrincat. 2 assists for Crosby. Keep it coming. Now hosting the Jets at home. Down, headed into the third for the first time in like 5 or 6 games. We're down 2-1. Shots are 16-14 in our favor. Sidney Crosby ties it up. Letang scored our goal in the second period. Crosby ties it up, leading the team in points. And Jake Gensel makes it 3-2. And Jake Gensel, his second, makes it 4-2. Why did we ever doubt? Up by 2 with 10 minutes to go. Shots were there. The Jets were within 2. Now we're ahead by 10. Scheifele did score on the power play there to bring it within 1. Power play Penguins killed off. Final 3 minutes. Could the Jets find one late? Or can we hang on? We hang on tight. Another victory in regulation in the slow sim. Jake Gensel with 2 goals and 2 assists. Crosby goal and assist. DeBrincat 3 assists. Let's keep it going. Now facing the Wild in Minnesota after we beat them at home. Now we're at the XL Energy Center. Down 2-1, once again headed into the third period. Marcus Pettersson scoring our lone goal. Yurov has scored twice for the Wild. We're down by 1, headed into the third period. Shots are tied around 19, 18 or so. We continue to be tied back and forth, 21, 22. It's an even matchup here. Philip the Bus, the Gus the Bus. If you know, you know. Power play, Penguins killed off Philip Gustafsson. He's a channel legend and a franchise mode legend as well. Certified Bellow through and through. And the Minnesota Wild, of course, with Philip Gustafsson. End our winning streak. Gustafsson, 28 save performance. He's been a part of a couple franchise modes. Philip Hollander, mild concussion, back on Christmas Eve. That's only a couple of weeks away. So Hollander will go back out for Fonstad once again, and Engvall will slot up to the third line. So our 8-game winning streak came to an end with that loss against the Minnesota Wild, but that was really needed. That was really needed. We're now 16-11-1. We're now going to be facing the Avalanche in Colorado. Just got to make sure that Blomqvist gets a start here. Mackenzie Blackwood's been doing incredibly well, but it doesn't seem to be rotating the goalies when it's not calendar simulations. So let's just make sure that Blomqvist gets a start here, and he was going to get it anyways. Beautiful. Just wanted to make sure, buddy, this will be his 7th appearance of the season. He's been doing pretty well, and Blackwood's numbers are great. We'll take a look at them at the halfway point. Facing the Avalanche, who are 15-9-2. But unfortunately, yikes, that's going to be a 4-0 loss. Wow. Shots doubled by the Avalanche, 40-20. Oh my goodness, wow. Georgiev, a 20 save shutout for him, and you know what? Blomqvist making the 6 saves on 40 shots? Was it 40 shots? Yeah. That's not bad. That's not bad for the rookie goalie facing 40 shots. Come on. So we win 8 in a row, then lose back-to-back. 8-2-0 in our last 10, as we will now face the 13-13-1 San Jose Sharks. Back in the win column with a 2-1 victory right there. Wonderful. We were down 1-0. Blomqvist was in for that one again. Look at you. 25 saves and first star honors. DeBrincat the game-winning goal. Tokarski was in for the Sharks. They scored early in the first, then we scored twice in the second. No scoring in the third. So we win 8, lose 2, and we win 1 to get back in the win column. Owen Pickering, sore foot down in the AHL. Head coach can replace him, and we'll sim to the next game against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Isaac Lundstrom on waivers. Wow. NHL 20 franchise mode legend and certified bellow. If you know, you know. He was grouped like an 85 plus overall. Lundstrom, medium top 9 potential, 79 overall. 2 years at 1 million. Is it a... Like, it's going to count against a salary cap. But you know what? He'd be in the AHL, so it doesn't matter. So you know what? Isaac Lundstrom, 79 overall, medium top 9 potential. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and claim you from the Utica Comets. He was a first-round pick of the Ducks in 2018. Now found his way onto into the Devils organization. He has 300-plus games of NHL experience. Yeah, Isaac Lundstrom, welcome to Pittsburgh, buddy. Let's go. All right, throw him in the organization. Make him AHL first-line center, and we'll go from there. The AHL team doing incredibly well, by the way. Like I said, 17-4-3 at the moment. Cormier with 23 points. Let's do it at home, taking on the Lightning now. Oh my goodness, 4 goals for the Lightning there. Blackwood, buddy, you're falling apart. 1 goal for us, and it ends 6-2. Fonstad and Russ scoring the lone goals for us. Whew. So since we made those changes, 8 wins in a row. I believe it was all 8. We were on an 8-game winning streak. I believe all 8 were in the slow sim. Then we lose 2, win 1, lose 1. 17-13-1 is our record. We're going to be facing the Canadiens on Christmas Eve. I'll have a few injuries to fix here. Pickering is going to be back. I also believe Hollander is going to be back for this game on Christmas Eve. Is that going to be our Christmas present? Yes, it will be. But Fonstad's been good. Fonstad has been doing well, but we got to restore the lines to what they have been. We know that third line with Zucker, O'Reilly, and Hollander has been doing quite well. So Fonstad, 2 goals in 7 games. Kopke, 3 goals, but a +4. Yeah, I'm gonna put Fonstad back as a healthy scratch. Good work, buddy. We'll call on you again soon, but we'll take you out for now. All right, lineup's all set for the Christmas Eve Classic here in Pittsburgh, hosting Le Canadien Montréal. Let's do it on December 24th, 2024. We're doing well. We're coming off a loss. Let's get back into it with a fully healthy lineup. Forwards, that is, minus Dmitry Orlov. First period, 0-0. Second period, 1-0 Canadians. Third period, 3-2 Habs. Crosby scores late, and Hollander scores in his return against Marc-Andre Fleury, the former Penguin, now with his hometown Canadians, and the shots end 35-29 in our favor. But we dropped that one 3-2. Where's that slow sim magic that we had for a little bit? Next game's going to be against the Ottawa Senators on Boxing Day in Ottawa. We're slipping here now. After 8 consecutive wins, we're slipping a little bit. Come on, let's get back into it. I can't wait for Orlov to be back in the lineup as well. That's going to have a huge impact. Top pair defenseman. That is an injury that you definitely feel in your lineup. Let's do it. First period, 0-0. Second period, 3-0 Penguins. Thank you very much. Malkin shorthanded. DeBrincat and Rust. Third period ends 4-1 in our favor. Rust gets his second. Mathieu Joseph scores against his brother's team, but we take that one 4-1 the final. Get back in the win column. 2 goals from Rust. 30 saves from Blackwood. Thank you very much. At TD Garden to face the Bruins now, who are 9-20-3. And it's a 7-3 loss. Now we're getting scored 7 goals against... Blomqvist was in nets for that one. Beautiful. I don't know why Blomqvist is going in nets for that one. We're about to have a back-to-back where I'm going to need him to play. Why is he playing this random game? Ah, that's why. Mild concussion from Mackenzie Blackwood, of course. So Gauthier will get called up since he doesn't have to go through waivers. Lindbergh will continue to start in the AHL. And now we'll have Blomqvist starting until Blackwood is good to go. Okay, really tough 7-3 loss there. We're facing the Bruins again now, the day after, a couple days later, now at home, hosting them before we have before we'll be hosting the Kings the next night after that one. My brain's all over the place trying to think about all this now. Blackwood out for a couple of weeks. Orlov should be back in about a week. Let's do it. First period, second period. Oh my goodness. Why is Gauthier in? Oh, because it's a back-to-back. That's why he makes his NHL debut, Taylor Gauthier. And we lose 5-2 in his NHL debut. Great. I don't know why I couldn't just play Blomqvist in back-to-back nights. Of course, I had to do everything. I'm slow simming every game. I'm cutting like 50% of what I'm recording because of how slow these menus are. Nate Smith has a pulled groin. Everyone's injured. This whole team's falling apart. Back-to-back losses against one of the worst teams in the league. Those are the games that kill you. Come on, you gotta win those. Last game of 2024 before we enter the 2025 calendar year. New Year's Eve, let's go. The ball's about to drop. Let's get out of here. First period, 1-0. Fonstad, welcome back to the lineup. 3 goals in 8 games. Second period, 1-1. Third period. Why is Gauthier in again? Why? And we win 5-2, thankfully. Why is he in? We have an 81 overall. Why would the computer put a 75 in nets for back-to-back games when there's an 81 overall there who's perfectly capable. Makes no sense. Zadorov's back, thank goodness. I keep saying, I was saying Orlov the whole time. It wasn't even Orlov. Head coach replace. Head coach replace. Oh my goodness. That's when you know it's just getting to me now. The fumes are getting to me. Orlov's been in the lineup this whole time. It's been Zadorov who's been out. So, McIsaac, how have you done in his absence? 11 games he played replacing Zadorov. 1 assist, 1 minor penalty, even plus minus, averaging just over 14.5 minutes of ice time per night. Not bad, buddy, but Zadorov's going to come back, and he's back to playing on the second pair. He was doing very, very well with Pettersson. Goaltending is Blomqvist. No, of course. Why would Blomqvist start the next game, right? Blomqvist there. Götze got his first career NHL win. Congrats, buddy, but I don't know why the computer is having you start games. Now another thing I have to add to my to-do list. Before every game, make sure it's not the 75 overall who's playing. Now taking on the Sharks in San Jose for the start of a little Western Conference swing. And thankfully a 5-2 victory there. Gensel 2 goals, Russ 2 goals, thank you very much. Now facing McDavid and the Oilers in Edmonton. Very good 5-1 victory. Very, very good 5-1 victory. Come on now. Russ a goal and assist. Blomqvist makes 30 saves. Kopke had 3 assists. Okay. Now facing the Kraken at Climate Pledge Arena. Down 3-2 headed into the third. Crosby and Malkin are the 2 goal scorers so far. Burakovsky makes it a 4-2 Kraken game. Being outshot by a little bit here. Final 12 minutes or so. We have the horses. Let's go. Let the big dogs eat. Where are you? Who's in nets even? Is it, it's Hellebuyck. Connor Hellebuyck, of course. He's starting now, and we lose 4-2. All right, nice little regulation loss. After allowing 3 goals in the first period. That'll come back to haunt you. 2 more games to the halfway point now. We are in... All right, Mackenzie Blackwood's back. Would we keep Blomqvist in for the game against Vancouver, though? Let's see. Blomqvist, a 905 save percentage. It's tempting, but I think Blackwood has been doing very well, especially in the slow sim as of late. So, is he fully healed? Yeah, he is, with his 911 save percentage. So, we'll send Götze back down, and Blackwood will start next game in Vancouver. Game number 40 at Rogers Arena. Let's hit it. 2-0. Welcome back, Blackwood. And hold on, thank goodness. Ty Smith shorthanded. And then Crosby with 40 seconds to go ties it up. Shots 45-30 in our favor. Thank goodness we break through Thatcher Demko finally. Headed into overtime, and we take it in overtime. Evgeny Malkin from down 2-0 to winning 3-2 in overtime. That's the type of resiliency, come on, that I want to see from this group. Final game now at the halfway point. Game number 41 will come at Capital One Arena in Washington to take on our rivals, the Washington Capitals. Don't care about that down in the AHL. At the halfway point, game number 41. Let's get win number 23 and put ourselves in the best position possible headed into the halfway point for episode number 6. Let's go. First period, 2-0 Penguins to Brinkett and Orlov against his old team. Second period, still 2-0, and third period, 3-1. Gensel adds an empty netter after Hendrix Lapierre had a power play goal. Thank you very much. Another 2 points against a rival and division rival as well. Blackwood first star with 29 saves. That is what we want to see. And what am I saying? Headed into episode number 6. This is episode number 6. Headed into episode number 7. Okay, so here at the halfway point through 41 games, we are on a pace of 46. Last year after the halfway point, we're on pace for 40 wins. We're now on pace to go 46. What was the rest of our record? Hold on, let's scroll down. We were 26th in the league after 20 games. 20 more games, now we're 12th in the league. We're on pace to go 46, 34, and 2, and to register 80, 94 points. Is that enough for the postseason? As of now, it is, but it would be tight. We're scoring 3.39 goals for per game, 2.73 being allowed per game. Good numbers, especially comparatively. Look at the teams around us. We're doing well. Power play is at 17.1%. It has dropped off, but it's still closer to the top than the bottom. There we go, within the top, what was that, top 12 or so? And then, hold on, come on, you can do it. And penalty kill is at 86.8%, which is among the top 10, it looks like. There it is. Yeah, very good. All right, special teams are doing well. Now let's look at the scoring. Sidney Crosby on pace for 92 points at the moment. 46 and 41. Jake Gensel, 36 points in 41 games. Malkin, same thing, 36. Both those guys on pace for 72-point seasons. Alex DeBrincat on pace for 24 goals and 66 points. Good, but not exactly what I was expecting from him. Tyler Toffoli on pace for 62 points. Wonderful. Brian Rust on pace for 24 goals and 54 points. Doable. Chris Letang, 22 points on pace for 44. Orlov, 21 on pace for 42. Very well done. Zucker, 19. O'Reilly, 17 points on pace for 34. Disappointing. Definitely a trade candidate here at the halfway point. Hollander, 13 points. Engvall, 13 points. Smith, 12 points plus 2. Zadorov, 10 points and a plus 14 in 30 games. P.O. Joseph, 10 points plus 14. Kopke, 10 points. Pedersen, 10 points. Nate Smith, 8. Fonstad, 4 goals in 13 games. McIsaac had that 1 assist. Goaltending, Blackwood 17, 10, and 1 with 3 shutouts, a .915 save percentage, and a 2.44 goals against average, while Blomqvist is 5, 8, and 0, but has a .905 save percentage and 2.84 goals against average. So there are your stats here at the halfway point. Looking around the NHL at the moment, Austin Matthews, 27 goals and 59 points, McDavid, 56, Zibanejad, Panarin, Kucherov, all the big dogs up there. Looking at defensemen, I'm just curious. Sometimes some of you are curious as well. Erik Karlsson with 50 points so far, on pace for a 100-point season. So at this point, not much else to say aside from we definitely got to look at the trade blocks to consider things headed into the second half of this season. I don't know if there are any trades to make. You know, since we started doing the slow sim, we've had a lot of success. In some instances, more than others, but it's definitely been successful since we went to the full slow sim approach. Can I do that every game for the entire franchise mode series? No. So I'd rather get something sustainable, and it looks like that middle six scoring was not coming from the calendar simulation. But let's see who's on the trade blocks around the NHL right now, and that may tailor some of your suggestions headed into the second half of this second season. Alec Martinez and company in Anaheim, especially look at those expiring deals. Phil Kessel at an 83 overall, making $3 million, has 14 goals and 15 assists. Look at that, a 29-point season so far from Phil the Thrill. That would be something. That would be something. Danton Hyman, a lot of other multi-year contracts there. Buffalo, Boston. Beecher still on the block. We were thinking about getting him for fourth-line center. Not much to show from his 9 games. Well, 3 assists, not bad, but not much experience to show in the season so far. John Beecher, former first-round pick. Keep him in mind, 79 overall, 23 years of age. Buffalo, Kulich, and Ostland, and Rosayan, all these good prospects on the block. Yuri Kulich has 27 points in 32 games in the OHL. Ostland has 21 points. Both great prospects, but we don't really have the value for them, I don't think. Calgary is still everyone. It's still always a fire sale in Calgary. Uyghur, Kadri, Manjapane on an expiring deal. 11 goals, 11 assists, 22 points on the year so far. Savard, Labushkin, etc. Carolina, we see Mete and a prospect. Chicago, Connor Murphy. Colorado, various pieces. Severson, Gavrikov, and Corrali on the block in Columbus. Dallas, Bunting, Tyler Seguin still on the block, but 3 years at $9.85 million. I'm not sure how we'd afford that, although he's a good simulation player. 16 goals on the year so far. It will be very tough to afford that. Mike Hoffman, 84 overall. Yikes, 6 goals in the year so far. Bertuzzi, Ryan Suter, 39 years of age. Tough plus minus. Ouch. David Perron, looking good. 13 goals. Keep all those stats in mind. Detroit, Ryan Murray and a couple prospects. Yamamoto has an RFA still on the block in Edmonton. 87 overall. Poor guy. Can't find a home. What has he done? Yamamoto, 56 points last season. Good puck skills, good skating, yeah. Florida, what's up in Florida? Prospects, LA Kings, Philip Dano, 3 years left. Maybe Philip Dano can be our new third-line center. Basically, a discounted version of Ryan O'Reilly. And then along with that, maybe we can pick up some sort of rookie prospect here from the Kings. They don't have anyone on the block, but you could throw in maybe a Pinelli or a Turcotte or a Fagemo. Someone, maybe a deal like that could happen with the Kings, perhaps. Are they a contender, though? He would probably want to go to a contender. Yeah, 22, 16, and 3. I could see them being contenders. Keep that in mind. Minnesota Wild, Brodin, Klingberg, Spurgeon, those on multi-year deals. Golgoski, Merrill, and Middleton on expiring deals. Le Canadien Montréal, Dvorak on an expiring deal, 85 overall, but a lot of trade value. 36 points in 42 games makes sense from the 85 overall centerman. He would be a good piece. Gustafsson, Carrier, and Radko Gudas. Nashville, Jeremy Lauzon. Villain, this prospect here in New Jersey. Islanders, lots of prospects. Rangers, lots of prospects, including Othman. Barry, Kulikov, Petrie, all on the block here in Ottawa. Of course they are. Barry, what's he doing? 4 years left on that big deal. They signed him to a big deal, then they immediately want to move him. I hate the AI general managers. Flyers, Andreas Janssen. Sharks, Vlasic and Sturm. Kraken, prospects, including Antonio Stranges, who I do like. Low top 6 prospect. He's good. 91 acceleration, 91 speed. Yeah, I know I'm Sean Avery likes him in the Discord server. Shen Wheeler, expiring deal. Shen, Gaudette, Faxa, all expiring, all trade block pieces here on the Blues. Wheeler has, 24 points in 37 games. Okay. Shen there as well. Lightning have prospects. Maple Leafs have prospects. Canucks have 92 overall. Elias Pettersson, still an RFA, did not sign a contract, sitting out the season. They have less than $1 million in cap space. Of course, they want to move Ekman Larson and Lekaramaki. Maybe here's a deal. I'll take Pettersson, Ekman Larson, and Lekaramaki off your hands. And in exchange, I'll give you O'Reilly, P.O. Joseph. Where does that get us? Would they? Yeah, it's league approved. Just no trade value. Throw in Penguins first. Does that get anything? Nah, that's not even that close. Nah, it wouldn't work. Pettersson just has way too much trade value, even though Ekman Larson should have negative value. Yeah, Pettersson's value is too much. So there's the Canucks, Vegas. We see a lot of prospects, including Korczak, who we were thinking about in the comments from last episode. 2 games, nothing, 78 overall, medium top 4D, two-way defender, 90 shot blocking, 23 years of age though, so that would be tough to get him to grow. He would be a risky project, and that's a decent enough amount of trade value that it would be tough to take a big risk on him. Chaika also on the block, and then finally we have Washington with nobody, and Winnipeg with a lot of players. Morrissey on the block, Pionk an expiring deal on the block, 13 points. Forsling, Graves, Lowry, Schmidt, Edmondson, Foligno, Stenland. My goodness. So there are the trade blocks around the NHL. Keep the salary cap and all those things in mind. Speaking of money and contracts, we can also start to consider some extensions if you're interested in those, namely to Marcus Pettersson, who would be wanting 4x4 about. We have $11 million in extension dollars at the moment, but keep in mind that maybe we'll bring it down to 10 or 9. P.O. Joseph would be wanting a pretty cheap deal. Okay. Jared McIsaac as an RFA as well. Definitely very cheap. We could go 2 years on him to keep him as a UFA, which would make him a UFA, or 1 year to keep him as an RFA. Nate Schmidt there. And then for the goaltending, yeah. Okay, so not too much to consider extension-wise. We could have some money to play with in the offseason, especially if we were to move out the $8.75 million of Ryan O'Reilly. Just, unfortunately, a very failed experiment at the moment. Maybe he turns it around, but a very failed experiment so far. Like, the face-offs are still good, but I gotta see, let me see the takeaways to giveaways ratio. Still good. He's still good defensively. I'm not gonna knock that. His defensive game is still there, but I don't get how he can be scoring 50, 60 points. Then in Pittsburgh, okay, 48 and 72, it would have been like a 50-point season. Okay, not horrible. Now he's on pace for a 34-point season. Like, I understand he's playing third-line minutes. I understand his ice time is down by a couple minutes per night. But that couple minutes really makes from a 34-point season to a 55, 60-point season. You're playing third line, second unit power play. But even when you were playing second line and first unit power play, you weren't doing anything. So I'm not going to say, oh, well, what would you expect, Data? You're playing him on the third line. Well, no, he wasn't doing anything on the second line and the first unit power play. Now he's third line and second unit power play. Like a minute and a half less of ice time than last season. And he's going from a 50-plus point pace to now a 34-point pace. So those couple minutes, are they worth an extra 15 points a season? I don't know. That's just me talking to myself right now. But I'm going to go ahead and stop talking to myself and let you talk back to me. And I'll wrap it up there, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching the first half of the 2024-25 regular season. Year number 2, be sure to leave all of your thoughts, any and all of your thoughts on the team, on the extensions, on players we need to move out, players we need to get, the line of special teams, all of that down here in the YouTube comments or over on the Discord server. Link in the description. If you enjoyed the first half, be sure to leave a like. If you enjoyed the slow sim insanity, be sure to leave a like as well. well. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already to be made aware of all of our uploads here on the channel, franchise mode, career simulations, and much, much more. Take a second to check out the channel, because if you enjoy this, I'm sure to enjoy much else of what we have going on over here. Live streams on Fridays, Saturdays now with Sports Quiz Saturdays on the channel. Don't forget to catch those live. And I'll leave you there. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for your time. Looking forward to reading all of your thoughts for the second half. We're on a decent pace, but we got to make sure that we make it in a convincing fashion and that we're set up to have a deep run in the postseason. So I look forward to reading all those thoughts and seeing you again in the next one.